What's up, guys? This is Tastos is here. We're going to go into our third best of 3 PvP here, Ruin against Rain.
Should be interesting.
This match should be sick.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Ruin's PvP is like that much. I've seen so much more of his PvZ and PvT. And we know that Rain is one of the best PvPers in the world, so I'm definitely picking Rain as a favorite here, but these guys are only one letter off of each other, so who knows what's going to happen.
Wow, that's some great analysis right there, Artosis. we can't have this show without you, man.
No, you can't do it.
Our first map is going to be Frost, then the loser picks. The winner of this best of 3 moves on to the round of 16.
Yep.
And that's why they can't do this show without me. Ruin and Rain, man.
Yeah. What other words can you switch that out? What other vowels can we fit in there?
Ruin, Rain.
Roin?
Roin? Roin is, no, that's not a word.
That's a word.
Well, there's a, no, it's not. What's a Roin?
Roin? Maybe that's what I'm going to name my next dog.
Your next dog?
Yeah.
That's a terrible name. Roin.
Roin.
It sounds too much like groin.
I know, yeah. Roin is short for groin.
I pulled my groin muscle. All right. Rain against Ruin here at GOMTV. In the upper right, new school, he is.
I'm Ruin. Hongda.
And into the bottom right, the veteran.
SK Telecom T1 Rain. 정윤종.
Most solid Protoss in the world. There he is. In all his majestic glory.
He's beautiful. All right, we got some love for David Kim in that sign. This is, whoa.
Yeah.
That is a rare thing.
Well known for his love.
Yes.
All right, so here we're at Tasteless, waiting to see what these guys want to do on this gigantic map.
Shut up and kiss me, Artosis.
That's so random. They all turn around and look like we're kissing.
Yeah,
we're kissing. Oh,
no,
yeah.
we're making out. We can kiss and cast. We can talk at the same time, man. It's that good.
Oh, fab you taste.
Oh, me too.
All right.
There's something about it that also sounds enough like Fabio. Well, we got the gateway finishing up here. We're going to wait and see what happens after the core. We still got a little bit of downtime here, Artosis. If you had to change your ID, like I did to Fabutaste, what would your ID be? Go, right now. Bam, go.
Lucira.
What?
I don't know. It's the first thing that came to my
You're so
mind.
bad at this. All right, you're going to one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. What is your new ID?
Tasteless.
No,
because then you can be Fabutaste and I'll be tasteless.
No, you can't be tasteless.
Why can't I? I can be whatever I want to be.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you actually can't.
Did you know there was another StarCraft II Pro named Rain that made it to the GSL Finals, and this guy still chose Rain as his ID? You know that? He's erasing the memory of another human. You guys didn't even remember that until I said that. He is erasing the memory of one of our earliest best Terran players. Just want you guys to know that, yeah. So yeah, I would be tasteless, and people would, when they thought of tasteless, they think of me. You will never erase
the memory of tasteless.
No. When they think of tasteless, they'll think of me, and when they think of Artosis, they think of me. Who are you? You're just Fabutaste. Get out of here.
I can't believe this. This is like some time cop stuff, like you went back in time and killed my parents, so I didn't even exist.
That's right.
Wow.
All right.
We got a Stargate opening and a Twilight Council coming here. Wow.
Not too surprising. You're not going to see robo openings on this map for sure, at least.
Not so much.
Probably not really any, but yeah, definitely not here. So, we'll see what these guys choose to do here. You think it's going to be straight into Oracle here from Rain?
I think it's a good idea. You got 2 gateways now coming down here.
So really strong. This is like such a solid opener. Oracle
I like it a lot. I think it's a great way to control the other player.
Yeah, if you can actually get that Oracle in there and do some damage, that'll be cool. But, of course, with Blink and 3 gates, you're going to... Obviously some good anti-Stargate tech there. Thing is, will he? I was just going to say, will he go into his own Twilight off of this? Because one of my favorite builds in PvP, something I don't generally do because it's actually kind of hard to pull off. If you go Oracle plus Blink, it works out really well, and it can even work out very well against Blink. And you'd think, well, how does that work? Because you just spent 300 gas, or a ton of gas, not 300.
Moving on.
Your Oracle. It matters how many Oracles you want, but anyways, you spend so much gas getting an Oracle, right? Like,
yeah.
That is a big investment, but the Oracle forces Stalkers to remain at home as well. Sometimes you kill off some probes and slow down their economy like that. This time, nothing happening quite yet. And sometimes we see a DT follow-up as well. That's kind of an older build. But it is going to be Blink this time.
Well, the Nexus has started here. Blink nearly done here for Ruin. Excuse me. I feel like this is going to be one of these games that might be a little bit harder to cast than it should, because I've now identified that these IDs look and sound so similar.
Well, let's just call them R1 and R2.
Oh, that would make it much easier.
And then we'll nickname R2 D2.
What do we call it, like Team Yellow and Team Red?
Yellow versus Red.
No, just Team Yellow and Team Red. Like,
Team Yellow and Team
the
Red.
Stalkers on Team Yellow are doing very well.
Let's just give them American names. Let's Ruin can be John, and Rain
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah.
No, he's not a Bob.
What about Rupert?
Rupert? You mean Rupert?
Rupert?
Rupert. That's not even a name.
Well, you're the one that said Royan.
Short for groin. Come on, Tasteless.
Sorry. So the Stalkers are coming up now for Rain, pressuring Ruin.
Yeah, and he does have one additional Stalker right now, and that Nexus going to be finishing up though.
Again, the Oracle tries to come in and do a little bit of damage, only tagging the buildings.
Notice how he's forcing a lot of Stalkers to actually stay in the main base. So definitely something that could end up helping him out. But it looks like Ruin is going to come down this ramp.
He looks like he's going to be committed to trying to save this here.
Rain needs to get something done right now, Tasteless, because if Ruin gets to hold this without really taking damage, Rain is just behind, simply put.
Well, the Nexus is taking a lot of hits here, and the Nexus cannon triggered. I think Rain might be in a lot of trouble here. The Oracle does come in and try to target down some probes. I believe it got 3 there.
He actually killed that really fast. That was very well done. And that plus this Nexus cannon, Rain can't kill this. He can't kill it. It's not
I think
Rain
might be too far behind now.
Yeah, Ruin's in quite a spot. Well, I want Ruin to back up now because there's more Stalkers here for Rain.
I don't know why he's still attacking.
Well, he has higher health overall in his Stalkers, so it looks like he thinks he can maybe bust through this.
I really like that force field. In fact, Ruin just really pushed through. Wow.
Very strong.
He's just like very solid in his play.
Yeah, Ruin is super good. And
Rain is leagues behind right now.
Even though Rain had like better surface area plus more Stalkers, you looked at it and said, you know what, I have 3 more Stalkers coming from my main. I have higher health, I can do this. And he actually did it. He held right on and killed off those Stalkers. Now, with the faster expansion and soon to be additional tech, what do you do here as Rain?
Well, you can see he's making an Oracle, probably in the hopes that if Ruin leaves his base, the Oracle goes in there and kills probes while pulling Ruin's forces back there to try to defend.
Well, he certainly needs some way to equalize this. And, with the DT Shrine on the way, that Oracle's going to be useful in more ways than one.
Well, here comes that Oracle now. Excuse me. Nexus for Rain nearing completion. Looks like he's going to go to the main.
And the good thing he went to the main because now he sees the Dark Shrine, so he can start another Oracle or send this one home.
And that Oracle barely getting away. Meanwhile, Rain going to come up here again and try to put some pressure on
he might try to snipe this
remember
Nexus.
that Nexus was damaged.
Yeah, it's actually quite low, but that's you can't do it here.
You got to appreciate the idea behind that, though.
Yeah.
That was a really smart move.
Well, it was like one of his only chances here, and he's actually fighting a no-way-to-win battle at the moment. Just no way that
Ruin, he needs to get back over here. The Concave's not going to be that helpful. Excuse me, I didn't see the Zealot Warping. I'm sorry.
But I mean, still, the Zealot Warping was more of an exit strategy, I guess.
Sure. 1 DT is there.
Ruin
send that at any moment here.
No, it's interesting. Ruin is actually only 2 probes up after all this. Despite having that Nexus for so long, he obviously had to cut some probe production, lost a few extra probes as well.
The pressure was really on there for Ruin.
But he does have that quicker Nexus. He has like plenty of chrono. He can easily get as many probes out as he needs.
He's getting 2 gases at his expansions as well, so he might not be doing any kind of counterattack here. He might just be banking on the DT coming in here to do the damage. Nice job
Rain
keeping his
super
eyes
fast.
peeled there.
Yeah. You know, I'm really impressed with Rain in this game because Ruin held him so well, but Rain was able to keep on enough pressure.
Well, this goes to show
not
you
even really do enough. He didn't even do much damage, but he put on enough pressure that it kind of altered the whole game and allowed him to basically be caught up. Look at the probe counts. They're even. The army counts are even, but his Nexus is like 100 years later.
You know, it's funny because this really does highlight why we saw Rain being so dominant in PvP. So much so. I mean, he's just so scary. Even in the situation that, on an analytical level, you would have to assume after everything that's happened, Rain would be in shambles. But I mean, he's making this work. Even some of these attacks that are, even some of the attacks that are not working, like the one where he tried to get that Nexus. The idea is there. You can see clearly. He understands.
He gives himself a lot of opportunities to somehow.
He never misses an opportunity. Any possible opportunity that's there, he's going to do it, or you try to use it.
Well, right now we have a Warp Prism on the way for Ruin, and we have Colossus Tech coming up for Rain. So.
Yeah, also one Immortal too.
We've seen a little bit of a decline in Colossus usage recently in Korea.
I think a lot of Protosses have probably concluded that they don't want to get stuck in that position because endgame with Colossus versus Colossus is so weird. And it can end so...
Well, yeah, and you factor in like Tempest and the fact that, you know, an Immortal charge Archon type of style is like much more mobile. Yeah, and kind of like you can split it up a little bit more as well, whereas the Colossus armies are by definition are death balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and death balls. You know, sometimes they're not quite ball shaped. You know, sometimes they're more of like an
death
oval.
Blobs,
but I guess an oval can be a ball because of American football too.
This is true. An oval can be a ball.
Yeah. So I guess we can continue to call them death balls.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Here comes that Warp Prism, excuse me. I almost said oval.
Wow.
I'm like, what am I talking about? He's going to try to come in here and drop the DTs and maybe warp in some Zealots and see if he can get his opponent out of position. Oh, wow, that just snuck right in, didn't it? I believe that's a cannon, though. It's warped.
Yeah, he is making a cannon behind the main mineral line. I think it's...
Behind the oval.
Well, a cannon is a circle, as you can see.
And he's also hitting up here in the front.
Wow, look at this. Just picking off a few units here and there.
Nicely done.
Yeah, pick off a Zealot in a Sentry just with some extra APM. Just, you know, he is quick enough to do this, so why not? These Stalkers are not gaining value, that's for sure. Like, these Stalkers eventually, with the perfect army late game, you actually want to lose these Stalkers doing damage with them. So you'll see this a lot of the times where the person that has a lot of blank Stalkers is just going to be walking around trying to harass, doing whatever they can.
Looks like we got +2 here. Oh, spotted that Warp Prism harass. That's going to make it a lot harder to surprise his opponent.
Yeah, but the Warp Prism harass, it's like he's trying to make Rain split up his army in a poor way, because as soon as it's split a little bit poorly, then he can get some extra damage done, whether it's with the Stalkers or the Zealot Warping. And as we can see, doing a little bit.
Oh, is he going to get this Warp Prism?
No.
Nope, the Warp Prism should get away, as long as he pulls it a little bit farther back there. And actually the Stalkers push out that Warp Prism, allowing it to live a little bit longer.
Well, time to get out of here for Ruin. Rain with his charge, looking good. Rain's army is looking very scary right now. Look at this. 2 Colossus, 2 Immortal, 14 charge lots. Stalkers aren't that impressive, but this is like a very hard-hitting army. The thing is, there's only a 1 Immortal lead right now for Ruin.
And a lot of this can just depend on where the position is of that Immortal in the battles. You know, sometimes Immortals don't even end up doing that much damage because they're stuck in the back or on the side.
Yeah.
From here, Rain seems to want to shut down the third or maybe even attack into where the second is and end the game. I mean, we have gateways being made here and another Nexus, and he's going to do a Tempest Tech. So this is a lot that Ruin's doing at once. Rain might be able to punish this.
He might. That's what he's banking on right now. You know, this is
a good number of Archons, man. He can melt right through those Zealots.
Once he gets those Tempests out, this army is not going to be any good. So really, Rain wants to be able to kill off this Nexus. If he does, then he's still fine. If Ruin could hold it, that would be amazing. But it looks like he's just going to back off, realizing, okay, with this Time Warp there and that type of army, I'm not going to be able to touch this.
Well, it's back to 2 base versus 2 base. The Tempests are now out, making this army not as effective. But he's going to go ahead and attack in here, and I like the hallucinated Colossus. This is so smart.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one. Oh, in fact, it gets attacked there by the Tempest. So
oh my god, nice blink up there to get that Tempest.
Wow, really well done indeed. His Zods do get pulled back for a moment, sending them back up. A good time warp over there as well. These Colossus really getting a ton of damage
and the Immortals are stuck back here. They're not killing what they need to be killing, which is the Colossi here.
Yeah, they're not really doing anything.
This really highlights why Rain is so godlike in PvP. In fact, I think he just won the game. That's just it.
Showing some fantastic skill here.
Wow. Wow, that was really nicely done. Considering how that game started and how it ended, I think Rain is going to get out of this group no problem. And it's going to happen here in this best of 3.
For sure. He
looks so good.
Again, if you look back, who has Rain actually been defeated by? Sulky, Maru, and Zest. If those are the names that you're saying, that's literally considered the #1 of every race right now.
Yeah.
Those are the only people that beat Rain.
And look, Ruin looked very good in PvP. He looked very good in that PvP, but Rain was so scary.
He's so on
top
of
He was so
everything.
Everywhere. He was so taking every possible advantage that was handed to him.
Yeah, he did it perfectly, too. Like, he hits the third base. He's, like, trying to bait him out for an actual fight because at that moment his army was a bit stronger. And then moves up, and, you know, Ruin's kind of in this bottleneck where he just throws down a time warp, and it's like, well, what are you going to do now?
Also, that attack back there at the Nexus, it's funny because initially I looked at that and thought, well, he probably can't attack in here because there's so much nice cover here for the units and the Tempest there, but there was nothing to cover the Tempest.
That's true.
He blinks right up under the Tempest, and then guess what? The Immortals are never going to get to the Colossi.
And the hallucinated Colossi actually took some Tempest.
That was
hitting,
money.
So
that was really good.
That was seriously good because a Tempest kills off Colossi very
It was really smart too because he only made 1. It wasn't like he tried to get 2 or 3 where it'd be obvious that they're fake. I mean, in the middle of that battle, I'm sure he wasn't even able to check as easily.
You know, it's a little bit of extra micro for his opponent. They're probably going to tank some damage even if you know.
Yeah, sure.
And, I mean, yeah, he had an observer. He knew that it was a fake one, but when you're just like attack moving and stuff, it's going to take hits. So a nice move. We're seeing more and more of stuff like that with Hallucination.
I thought a long time ago this would eventually be happening with Hallucination. Remember, we were initially just seeing it with the Phoenix scouting, but, you know, over time, we'd have to start seeing some fake units like that to throw off, whether it's just in the midst of the battle or to throw off the guy in his tech pattern. Anyways, game number 2 here between Rain and Ruin has just now loaded up.